Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. Acco Health Insurance. Century Laminates. JK Tire. And PolicyBazaar.com.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. It's great to see you on top of the week. Dear viewers, I went to college and university in the 1990s. And like anyone from my generation knows, I know how dangerous caste politics is. I know how divisive and how dangerous caste politics is. So I am really worried at what is happening around us. You see, the Nitish Kumar government has come up with a caste survey in Bihar. And the other members of the I.N.D.I Alliance are now starting to cry out loud for a caste census in India. Make no mistake, 33 years after tearing India down with the Mandal Commission report, the same formula of caste is being tried by the same politicians on you and on a newer generation. But I want to ask you tonight, do you agree to? Do you want to? Do you want your children to be defined by their caste or by their ability and their merit? In the India of 2023, when we have reached the moon, when we are going to be the third largest world economy, when we are proudly global defense exporters, do we want these politicians, these netas, to bring everything down to caste, to the politics of caste and the use of caste to divide us? In the next few months, realizing that there is a wave of nationalism and cultural pride all around in the country, these same politicians will do their utmost to use caste to divide us. But let me ask them just one thing in turn, and I hope that you do as well. Ask them, ladies and gentlemen, that they have been doing, these netas have been doing caste politics for decades and years. They have been using the caste card to provoke and start the toxic politics and hate and violence. But what good has this done? What good has their caste politics and the politics of caste done to anyone except themselves? Also, one other very relevant question. Are these not the same people who are anti-Sanatan and anti-Hindu by their own claims, who say we will destroy Hinduism, eliminate Hinduism? And at that time, their essential argument is that they are against casteism, not Hinduism itself. In that case, I ask, how come? How come, we ask? Is the central, fundamental and most basic aspect of their politics caste, and only caste? So tonight I come before you to warn you all against those people who speak one line but who want 1990s style caste-based politics, the politics of caste, Jati, to come back full force in the country. And this is a very personal appeal. Ask yourself, and if there are very youngsters in college, ask your parents and ask your grandparents. Ask them whether what I'm saying is true or not. Is it true or not that these netas were intent on burning India and tearing India apart in the 1990s? I know, because I was in college in the 1990s. And I know how dangerous, destructive caste politics has been for my generation. We want future generations of this country to dream. dream of bigger achievements, dream of dominating the world. Let us not make this mistake of allowing the trauma that my generation went through because of caste politics to be repeated. We want to grow. We want to move 3 decades forward, not 3 decades back. Let's hashtag stop caste politics with all our conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put this up to debate. That's debate 1 tonight. A very personal debate. Why do we want to perpetuate the divide of caste in this country? Is this what it comes down to? I say we don't need a Mandal 2.0. That's debate number 1. Debate number 2 this evening. It's time for the resurgence of a nationalist digital media. I will make my big announcement at 10 p.m. on the date of the launch of the Republic Media Network's digital journey, and that's at 10 p.m. And here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight.
कल हम सबके सामने जो रिपोर्ट आई है ये प्रेजेंटेशन हो जाएगा और इस बार जो स्थिति है उसके आधार पर जो भी आगे बढ़ाना है काम करना होगा उसके बारे में
I.N.D.I Alliance falls back on Mandal-era caste politics. I.N.D.I Alliance wants caste and caste with the release of a caste-based survey in Bihar.
जातीय जनगणना बिहार की जनता में गरीबों में भरम फैलाने के सिवा कुछ नहीं है।
Is the I.N.D.I Alliance crushing merit and celebrating the return of caste and caste-based politics? Big political face-off erupts. New India does not need 1990-style caste-based vote bank politics. Unite, not divide is the campaign tonight. 2 days after targeting the Indian High Commissioner to the UK, pro-Khalistani agents protest outside the Indian High Commission in London. Agencies bust the ISIS terror network with the arrest of the most wanted terrorist Shahnawaz in New Delhi. And it's time up for the anti-nation, anti-national digital news media. It's time to switch to nationalist digital media with the nationalist digital news media wave. Big announcement at 10 p.m. tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, the I.N.D.I Alliance wants to take us back by at least 3 decades. 33 years when there was violence and protests and divisions over the Mandal Commission report. Tonight, the release of the caste survey by the Bihar government is nothing but an open attempt ahead of 2024 to try and change the development agenda, the nationalist agenda, and put the focus on caste, and only caste. Ladies and gentlemen, we at Republic reject this caste-driven politics. You should too. Let's debate.
The I.N.D.I Alliance seems to be spearheading a movement of caste-based politics. The first step in this direction is the release of caste survey.
दिनांक 18 फरवरी 2019 को राज्य में जाति आधारित गणना कराने का प्रस्ताव पारित किया गया। करीब 7 करोड़ 90 लाख प्रविष्टियों की जांच की गई। जो आंकड़े उमर्ज करके आए हैं वो बिहार में कुल सर्वेक्षित परिवारों की कुल संख्या 2 करोड़ 83 लाख 44,107 है और इसमें कुल जो जनसंख्या है वो 13 करोड़ 7 लाख 25,310 है।
It's been 4 months since the formation of I.N.D.I Alliance. There's no agenda, no leader and no campaign plan. But Nitish is leading a campaign on caste-based politics.
ये पूरा का पूरा करके जो भी रिजल्ट आया है अब उसके बाद सबकी आर्थिक स्थिति का एक एक परिवार का भी ले लिया गया, तो करके भी सब कुछ उसको भी कर रहा है, सबको जानकारी भी दे देगा। कल हम सबके सामने जो रिपोर्ट आई है ये प्रेजेंटेशन हो जाएगा और इस बार जो स्थिति है उसके आधार पर जो भी आगे बढ़ाना है काम करना होगा उसके बारे में देंगे।
And other parties of the I.N.D.I Bloc want to emulate the same.
सरकार ने जाति जनगणना के आंकड़े प्रस्तुत कर दिए हैं सर।
बधाई।
आपको क्या लगता है मध्य प्रदेश अन्य राज्यों में चुनाव भी है, कुछ राज्यों में कांग्रेस की सरकार भी, तो वहाँ पर भी क्या होने चाहिए आंकड़े? तो
हम तो हमेशा से इसके पक्षधर रहे हैं।
तो सरकार आई तो सर आप मध्य प्रदेश में भी कराएंगे क्या सर?
निश्चित।
Exactly 33 years back, the country was on the edge over VP Singh government's plan to implement Mandal Commission report that wanted to grant reservation to backward castes. 3 decades later, I.N.D.I Alliance wants to take India back to the same Mandal era.
33 साल 18 साल नीतीश बाबू और 15 साल लालू यादव, ये दोनों ने मिलकर राज किया और गरीबों को क्या उद्धार किया, कितने लोगों को नौकरी दी, कितने लोगों की हालत सुधरी, ये रिपोर्ट कार्ड होनी चाहिए थी। अब ये रिपोर्ट कार्ड जातीय जनगणना का देकर के लोगों में भ्रम के सिवा और कुछ नहीं।
Is the I.N.D.I Alliance agenda to crush merit and promote caste-based politics? At a time when caste perpetuation must end and focus must be on nationalism, can casteist agenda be allowed to divide India? Let's debate.
Guru Prakash Paswan of the BJP, Ratan Sharda, Karan Verma and Manish Barrier, both of them right-leaning political analysts, are taking on Professor Sandeep Yadav and Professor Ravikant, both Dalit activists and academics, with me here in the studio. Gyanendra Mishra, Adil Hussain of the All India Majlis-e-Ittihad ul-Muslimin, GM Shaheen, who backs the JDU, and Asif Sohail, who's joining us from Hyderabad. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, fundamentally, I don't understand the great idea here. It seems to me that the opposition thinks that it has discovered some formula to win the 2024 elections. It thinks that people will be fooled very easily once again. And they think the formula is very simple. Put a carrot before people, tell them that there will be more reservations, tell people the netas will be agitating for more quotas, more reservations, and people will forget everything and run behind the promise of more reservations. Only thing I believe they don't understand, Professor Ravikant, is that India has changed. This is not the India where you can make people attack each other, where there can be violence like in 1990s. And I think it is a responsibility of all of us to expose these people who want to divide India forever on the basis of caste. Caste cannot be the only marker anymore. Netas must change their formula, that is my view. And I therefore have started a hashtag which says Stop Caste Politics. Let me begin with you. How does this help any of us?
देखिए, जहाँ तक ये बात है कि कास्ट के आधार पर विभाजित किया जा रहा है समाज को, मुझे लगता है कि इस देश के और ख़ास करके हिंदू समाज के बेस में ही, उसके आधार में ही जाती है। और ये जो पॉलिटिक्स है वो कोई आज की नहीं है, पहली बार नहीं हो रही है। नरेंद्र मोदी जब 2014 में आए थे तो सबसे पहले उन्होंने सीना ठोक करके कहा था कि मैं ओबीसी हूँ, और ओबीसी में उन्होंने बाकायदा जाति बताई थी कि मैं तेली समाज से आता हूँ। और जब उन्होंने अपने मंत्रिमंडल का विस्तार किया तो ये पहली बार हो रहा था भारत के राजनीतिक इतिहास में जब हर कैबिनेट और राज्य मंत्री के आगे उसकी जाति लिखी हुई थी, उसका समुदाय नहीं, SC ST OBC नहीं, बल्कि वो विश्वकर्मा है कि तेली है।
आप जेन्युइनली आप एक मिनट आप जेन्युइनली विश्वास करते हैं कि हर चीज़ पर जाति का ठप्पा होना चाहिए? कल आप कहेंगे कि चंद्रयान पर भी जाति का ठप्पा हो, आप जेन्युइनली विश्वास करते हैं? डू यू बिलीव कल हिस्टोरिक वुमेन्स रिजर्वेशन बिल पास हुई, आप चाहते हैं उस पर भी जाति का ठप्पा हो? किस चीज़ पर आप जाति का ठप्पा नहीं चाहते? आप हर चीज़ पर मांग, आप बोलेंगे सिनेमा के टिकट पर भी जाति का ठप्पा हो, सर्कस के टिकट पर भी जाति का ठप्पा हो, परीक्षा में, नौकरी में, हर चीज़ में आप कल बोलेंगे कि आर्मी में भी जाति का ठप्पा हो, तो इस चीज़ पर रोक होनी चाहिए। अंबेडकर जी ने भी कभी नहीं कहा था, Mr. Ambedkar never wanted caste reservations and caste to be there in perpetuity. It is convenient. Let me get the other view. Let me get in Guru Prakash Paswan. I'm opening up this debate. Viewers, if you are watching the debate, I believe we should fight caste politics. Guru Prakash Paswan.
No, Arnab, a very warm good evening to you and all my fellow panelists. I was patiently listening to the professor who spoke before me.
Louder.
And if you allow me to respond to him in Hindi. Professor Saab, कास्ट सेंसस का शिगुफा जो कि बिहार में राष्ट्रीय जनता दल और नीतीश कुमार जी ने छोड़ा है। राष्ट्रीय जनता दल ने क्या सोशल जस्टिस किया है? What social justice has RJD done? The definition of social justice for the राष्ट्रीय जनता दल starts with family and ends with family. डेप्यूटी सीएम कौन होगा? तेजस्वी यादव होंगे। हेल्थ मिनिस्टर कौन होगा? तेज प्रताप यादव होंगे। राज्यसभा कौन जाएगा? मीसा भारती जाएंगी। Who will go to the legislative council? मीसा भारती would, राबड़ी देवी would go. This is your definition. This is your idea. This is your vision of social justice. On the other hand, Arnab, let me make this very clear tonight on your show. For the first time in our history, we have a woman from the tribal community from one of the most backward regions of the country, Mayurbhanj, at the highest constitutional office in the country. Social justice के लिए commitment चाहिए, Professor Sahab. You need commitment from inside for social justice. I can give you 100 such occasions. 35% of the Union Council of Ministry has OBC representative. What has the Congress party done? And the same Congress party, let me make this very clear, same Congress party has opposed tooth and nail on the floor of the parliament. Rajiv Gandhi opposed the recommendation of Mandal Commission. And now for the sake of vote bank politics, just because you have to do vote bank politics, दोबारा से OBC की राजनीति कर रहे हैं. I want to ask you tonight, in the name of social justice, what have you done? Your idea of social, आपने शुरुआत की.
Guru Prakash, I'll tell you one thing. Guru Prakash, let me tell you this, Guru Prakash, I'll tell you this. I was in Delhi University in Hindu College, as you know, and I know what has happened during the Mandal Commission years. You must be junior to me by a few years. The bottom line is this: I think this idea is too old. People will reject it. There is no end to this. Problem is, Professor Sandeep Yadav, tomorrow you will say that there should be reservations in the Gaganyan team of ISRO. Will you say that there will be 50% reservations or 55% reservations in the Gaganyan team also? I'm asking you a very serious question because I don't know where this will stop.
Yeah, actually...
My question is simple. In the Gaganyan team also, would you want reservations? Would you want, yes or no?
This can't be answered in yes or no.
Why not?
Because the thing is
but a thing is, would we want...
diversity.
In the team that is going to send an Indian to space, do we want 50% plus reservations on the basis of caste within that team?
Yes, diversity must be there.
Okay, diversity must be there. So Chandrayaan team also should be on the basis of caste then?
Actually, caste is the reality of the society.
Judiciary should also be divided on the basis of caste.
See, I'm giving you...
Armed forces should be divided on the basis of caste. See, would you say tomorrow that there should be a rotation policy in caste as far as the Army Chief, Navy Chief and Air Force Chief of the country, their positions of power?
Because...
I want to know where it stops.
That is what I'm going to answer.
It's ludicrous.
No.
I want to know whether can you tell me if there shouldn't be or should be? Because I want to know where this will end. I want this caste system to end. I believe you're perpetuating.
See,
yes.
Actually, I want to answer this.
Yes.
Caste system...
No, answer my question. Should there be reservations on the Gaganyan team and the Chandrayaan team?
Of course, there would be representation of all the caste, creed and communities in Gaganyan and Chandrayaan.
And so you believe that if there isn't, then it's a casteist model?
See, people...
I'm not getting it.
Actually, see, I'm giving you the example. India is a huge country. Country of 140 crores of people.
Yeah, I know it's a huge country. I'm fully aware of this. I'm asking you, and I'm asking this question to all. You see, viewers, when I say I'm against caste, people say you're being casteist. I said no. They say it's about opportunities. Let me ask a very elementary question and watch the answer to this question. So Gyanendra Mishra, can you tell me that startups are the basis of opportunity? The government invests through its own mechanisms, through Startup India and various startups. Do you believe that investment in startups should also be on the basis of the caste of the promoters or the founders?
So Arnab, I think it's a very distorted way of putting a very relevant social economic reality of the country.
No, it's a very straight view.
See,
it's a very straight view. See, I'm telling you, if it's about opportunities, one minute. No, Gyanendra, one line, Gyanendra, one line. You see, you say it's a very distorted view. I say it's a very simple view. If you want to give opportunities, why give the carrot of help only in government jobs? Take it to startups. Take it to startups. Tell Karan Verma that if he wants to do a startup tomorrow, you will first see what his caste is. Then you will ask him whether his eligibility is right or wrong. I mean, be straight about it. I want to know when this will stop.
So may I now answer, Arnab? See, the Indian democracy is basically based on the representative. It is a representative democracy. One, you agree with that. Second is the various schemes of the government, whether it's the welfare schemes, empowering schemes, etc., are basically targeted to the backward section of the societies because they are left out of the mainstream of the economic and social development. And therefore, to say that caste is not a reality of Indian socio-political and economic platform is to make a travesty of a very important issue. Now, the way you are looking at it, I think we all agree
it's not a travesty.
That there should come.
It's not a travesty.
There should.
But is it an attempt? One minute. Gyanendra, 1 minute. Gyanendra, tell me one thing.
Yeah, please.
Is this a conspiracy to disintegrate Hindu society? I'm very clear about it. I want Ratan Sharda to come in. I want Karan to come in. I want to give an example. I'm quoting from somewhere. 1932. 1932. If you want to divide Hindu society, 1932, British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald announced the Communal Award that would provide for reservations for depressed classes apart from minorities in elections. Mahatma Gandhi, who was in Yeroda jail, went on fast unto death against the inclusion of depressed classes in the Communal Award. He said this would alienate lower castes from Hinduism and break the religion of Hinduism. Gandhi therefore feared it would disintegrate Hindu society. I am very clear. This is 2023. Is this an attempt at disintegrating Hindu society? Karan is on the debate. I want to hit the nail on the head. And I'm tired of hearing things like in Chandrayaan and Gaganyan teams also there should be caste-based reservations.
No. I think Arnab, that is the question which is basically
they have won as a badge of honor.
And the current
they have been very clear about it. You look at Samajwadi Party, even in their rallies, they've said it openly that this is going to counter Hindutva. They are saying this is going to counter Hindutva. We are going to divide along the caste lines. They want to consolidate the minority, divide the Hindu vote, and win an election. Why do you think there are targeted attacks on Sanatan Arnab? That is the reason why we have attacks on Sanatan Dharma. That is exactly what their agenda is.
Hindus, the way we have polarized the politics based on the Hindu religion, is going to vote for us. So see, they have created a mechanism.
Arnab, let me just quote one line. Arnab.
Please.
Gyanendra.
Arnab. On 6th of
1 minute. Karan is responding to you. See, I just, viewers, just 1 minute, Karan. Viewers, Karan, 1 minute. Viewers, we must nip this bud right at this stage. Viewers, I want you to remember this. Most of the people watching the program would not have been born when India was burning. And I want the youngsters to read up about what happened during the Mandal Commission agitation. I do not think we can afford to forget it. Youngsters, I want to tell you, these politicians, these netas who talk about Mohabbat ki Dukaan are trying not just to divide Hindus, break Hinduism, but they are trying to divide the country itself. We need to be very watchful at this very time. Karan is responding. I'm opening the debate right now. Karan.
Arnab, on 6th of September 1990, a man stood up in the parliament and said, "This is going to break my nation." Do you know who said it, Arnab? It was Rajiv Gandhi, father of Rahul Gandhi, who today says, "Jiski jitni sankhya, uski utni hissedari." Look how far the Congress party has come today. That is what Rajiv Gandhi had said. Today, Arnab, why do you think there are concerted attacks on Sanatan Dharma? Their design is very clear. They cannot win with the BJP on the basis of their performance. They want to divide the Hindu vote along caste lines and consolidate the minority vote, which is why they attack on Sanatan, which is why the minority appeasement. It is this politics which has led us to this. But they don't realize that this is the new India. The new India that was voted above caste in the 2022 UP elections that gave a mandate to Yogi Adityanath. People today are going to vote on your performance. Today, most of the beneficiaries in the social sector schemes are backwards. Yes, whether it is gas schemes, whether it is houses, whether it is Jan Dhan, all the schemes, the backwards are getting the maximum benefits. If today there is a caste census in Bihar, let me tell you, Brahmins are some of the poorest in Bihar. No. They are just 3.66%, and if we get into the financial parameters, they would be far poorer than even Yadavs. How fair is this reservation? We must question this. Vote bank politics prevents people from questioning it, but we as citizens need to stop this caste-based politics. Otherwise, we cannot yearn for a Chandrayaan 3. We cannot yearn for the achievements that ICMR or NID have done.
How much do we divide the country?
We have to march as a nation towards merit. Let's shun this caste-based politics.
Yeah. No, I think it won't be accepted at all. Mr. Shaheen, first of all, it is bound to fail. You know, right now people are responding, and I'm asking you, do you define yourself by your caste? Do you want your children to be defined by their caste? If no, then support us. Stop caste-based politics. And how much will we divide the country? Tell people, not just caste, identify by your subcaste, your sub-subcaste. In the 1931 British census, it listed 4,147 OBC castes. In the state list of OBC contains 3,150 castes. Central list of OBC contains 2,179 castes, against which the 2011 survey of the Congress led UPA government through a 4.6 million OBC subcastes. The Congress then buried the survey. They are trying to resurrect it now. They did not want this in 2011.
Yes.
Mr. Shaheen, do you realize this? They did not want this in 2011 when they were in power, because they realized it would break up the country. Now look at the same people out of power. They want to bring it back because the only way to come to power is to break up the country.
Oh my
God. No, Mr. Shaheen, there's nothing to laugh about.
My God,
right?
I don't know how this
there's nothing to laugh about.
Break
right?
up the country. No, what are you saying? You people, why from you got the people on the debate?
I'm saying what I'm saying.
This was the consent of 9 parties in 2022. I want to know from Mr. Arnab, who was running the government in 2022 in Bihar? It was BJP that time. When this see man, I had not interfered when you was talking. Please try to listen to me. And it was BJP government that time in 2022 when the consent of 9 political parties came that we will go for this Jangan thing.
Mr. Shaheen, I want to ask you something. Mr. Shaheen, a question to you. Mr. Shaheen, a question to you.
If we are trying
Mr. Shaheen, a question to you. A question to you, Mr. Shaheen. Ratan Sharda, 1 minute. Mr. Shaheen, listen to me. Can I ask you a question? Mr. Shaheen, a question to you from me. Mr. Shaheen, when the BJP says we want to work for the benefit of Pasmanda Muslims, then you say don't put one Muslim against another. How can you separate between a Pasmanda Muslim and a non-Pasmanda Muslim?
How can? Not
but
at all.
Pasmanda
Hindu.
When one wants to separate one Hindu from another Hindu?
Not at all.
No, you are very unhappy if anybody wants to create any definitional division within the Muslim community. But when there are severe differences being brought up or divisions between the Hindu community, you say great.
Equal.
Let's institutionalize it.
You've caught him.
So let me ask him something.
We are not asking that.
What happened in
but
2011
always
caste census?
if he's a poor Brahman, he had the right, and equal justice is his right.
Don't make any general observation. Can I make some points now? You have said enough. First of all, will the caste census allow Muslims and Christians to give their caste? We know that in Muslim society, the Pasmandas, the lower caste Muslims have no say. All the Maulis, all the leaders belong to Ashraf caste. Do you know that in Goa, there is no lower caste OBC, SC, ST bishop of Christian church? Do you know that so far GSB were only big bishops in Goa? So will you allow the low caste and scheduled caste census in Kerala or in Goa? Because there are castes, you say that caste is a reality because the same minority asked for reservation on the base of SC, ST because they're backward. If they are so, will allow the census also for Muslim and Christian people on their caste? Will you do that? Secondly, from 2011, there was a caste census by the same Congress government, same UP alliance. What happened to the caste census?
Allow me to answer this.
Thirdly, no, don't let me speak
allow
now.
me to answer this.
Thirdly, when Patels ruled Gujarat for 70 years, when Marathas ruled Maharashtra for more than 60 years, why are they backward so far? Will the politicians answer that? If they were ruling continuously, dominating the politics, so why are they still backward? Where is the problem? Problem is that when Yadavs became dominant, they worked for Yadavs, whether it's UP or Bihar. Is that what model you're talking about? When people are oppressed, beaten black and blue, killed and raped because they didn't belong to the OBC caste of the rulers. So problem is that caste politics is only to break Hindu society. You have no sense of social justice. When you reduce national heroes to caste heroes, so Dr. Ambedkar, a national hero, becomes a SC leader. When Rana Pratap Singh was a Rajput leader, when Shivaji becomes a Maratha leader, that is how you break Hindu society. You reduce them to caste elements. But when the Muslims have their own caste issues, you will try to paper them over. Let us have a caste census in church and let the truth come out. And then we will see what position it will those people. What will happen to Bihar census? Tell me, will the Nitish government change the ratio of their ministers in the government?
No.
Will they change it? Will they go for proportional representation?
I think the reason.
They will not.
I'll tell you why this is happening. I'll tell you why this is happening, Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda, let me tell you why this is happening.
Last question.
Ratan Sharda, let me tell you why this is happening.
Go to a doctor
there is a feeling.
based on merit
there is
or
a
based
feeling.
on caste. Just a moment, Arnab, ask him whether he go for a doctor based on merit or based on caste. One said no, Gaganyan पे जाएंगे जात के हिसाब से. आप डॉक्टर किसके पास जाएंगे?
Asif can answer that.
या मेरिट देखकर जिसने कहा था उससे सवाल करिए आप. बोलिए मुझे.
वॉल्यूम बढ़ा के. आसिफ सोहेल, टू assistant.
Let's answer to that question.
खुद डॉक्टर के पास जाएंगे.
सर उनको पहले आप रुका तो दो. आप वो रुक रही नहीं तो क्या जवाब दो मैं इनका बोलिए आप.
अरे जिसने पूछा
Thank you, Ratan Sharda. I'm getting a response from Asif.
क्या उसका डॉक्टर होगा वो रिजर्वेशन से आएगा कि मेरिट से आएगा? बताइए मुझे यहाँ जो बैठे हैं जो मेरिट की बात कर रहे हैं, जो बात करेंगे ओबीसी के ऊपर, आप कास्ट को मेरिट को समाप्त करना चाहते हैं. आप मुस्लिम जाति का जवाब दीजिए. उसमें कास्टिज्म को आप क्या करेंगे? सेंसस में लाएंगे क्या? पूछिए मुझे, जवाब दीजिए.
सर आप सच्चाई तो सुन नहीं चाह रहे. आपका नागपुर यूनिवर्सिटी का लेक्चर आप यही कंटिन्यू करेंगे कि हमें भी जवाब देने का मौका देंगे आप?
के अंदर कोई शेड्यूल का शेड्यूल ट्राइब बिशप नहीं बन सकता.
सुनिए
आदिवासी एरिया में शेड्यूल का शेड्यूल
जाति ना पूछ साधु की पूछ ले ज्ञान. सुनिए आप पहले ये बात को मेरी. जाति ना पूछ साधु की पूछ ले ज्ञान. आप लोग ने अभी तक जनदारू कास्ट पॉलिटिक्स तो आप लोगों ने की है.
आप करिए कास्ट सिस्टम के ऊपर.
इतने साल से आप लोगों ने तो जनदारू कास्ट पॉलिटिक्स की है. आरएसएस ने क्या किया है, बीजेपी ने क्या?
Okay, Ratan Sharda, 1 minute. Ratan Sharda, just 1 minute you wait. आप सुन लीजिए other side. Then you can come back with a stronger response. Ratan Sharda is agitated, rightly so. Rightly so. Asif Sohail, Asif, I'm getting you into the debate.
Yeah.
With one point to you, Asif.
So let me ask one question to Mr.
I'll tell you why this is happening, Asif. Yanendra, 1 minute. I'm talking to Asif. Yeah, I'm talking to Asif. Asif, listen.
Sir.
Where this is coming from is that Nitish and Congi leaders and India Alliance leaders feel that there is going to be a Hindu vote consolidation after the inauguration of the Bhavya Ram Mandir on the 23rd of January 2024. They are worried that Hindu consolidation will happen. They are worried that there is a Hindu reawakening in this country. They are worried about a growing sense of Hindu pride in the Hindu civilizational and great Hindu cultural heritage of this country. This, in my view, therefore, Asif, is the last card that is being played by some people because they believe there's going to be such a resurgence of Hindu pride that they need to somehow stop it. This is my view. Absolutely my view. Do you agree with me, viewers? Let me know what you think. Asif Sohail. Yes, Asif. Yes, Asif.
Sir.
After Asif, I let you in.
मैंने बताया था अपनी बात शुरू की थी, जाति ना पूछ साधु की सर, जाति ना पूछ साधु से पूछ ले उसका ज्ञान। बीजेपी ने अब तक जनाधारू पॉलिटिक्स की है। आज आम हिंदू को पता चल जाएगा कि ये सिर्फ जनाधारू लोगों के साथ है, इसलिए आज बीजेपी डर रही है, आरएसएस डर रही है, इसलिए दे आर अगेंस्ट नाउ। ठीक है, नहीं होना चाहिए। आई एम आल्सो अगेंस्ट द कॉस्ट पॉलिटिक्स बिकॉज़ ये हमारे तोड़ते जा रही है। बट सर सुनिए, इसमें रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए, हर कास्ट का रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए, चाहे दलित का हो, पिछड़ों का हो, मुसलमानों का हो, सभी का रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए। बट कास्ट पॉलिटिक्स नहीं होना चाहिए इसके अंदर। आज बीजेपी डरने की वजह वही है कि हर सबको पता चले जाएगा कि ये सिर्फ जनाधारू पार्टी है। ये
अच्छा, मैं आपकी बात समझ गया,
सारे हिंदू
मैं आपकी बात समझ गया।
समझे आप?
May I ask you? I want Adil Hussain also into the debate. Just 1 minute. आसिफ जी, मैं आपकी बात समझ गया। मनीष बारियार रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे, उससे पहले मैं एक सवाल, आप मेरी बात सुनिए। मैं जरूर, आप डाइवर्सिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं आपको अप्रिशिएट करना चाहता हूं कि आप इतनी डाइवर्सिटी की बात कर रहे हैं। जरा हमारे जो आदिल हसन हैं, वो ऑल इंडिया मजलिस इत्तेहादुल मुस्लिमीन के प्रवक्ता हैं, उनको जरा पूछे कितने हिंदू, क्रिश्चियन, जैन और बुद्धिस्ट लोगों को टिकट देकर उन्होंने डाइवर्सिटी के लिए आंदोलन छिड़ी है। जरा मुझे बताइए। आई जस्ट वांट टू नो हाउ मेनी हिंदू, क्रिश्चियंस, जैन्स, बुद्धिस्ट और सिख्स have been given representation. I want Asif Sohail also on the screen. Have been given representation by the All India Majlis Ittihadul Muslimin. Please tell me, Mr. Hassan.
Yes, Arnab, बिहार में जब चुनाव हुआ था, हमने
हैदराबाद में, मैं बोलूंगा सर,
अरे मुझे बोलने दीजिएगा।
हैदराबाद में बराबर MIM ने हिंदुओं को टिकट दिए, उनके खुद के
आदिल हसन, आपका नाम नहीं है, उनको बोलने दें।
उनके कई
लेट मी स्पीक मिस्टर अर्नब
यहाँ पे, समझे आप?
अर्नब बड़े एहतराम से आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि बिहार में 18 सीट पे चुनाव लड़े और 5 नॉन मुस्लिम भाई को दिए। हैदराबाद में भी नॉन मुस्लिम को दिए, क्रिश्चियन को दिए। उत्तर प्रदेश में भी ब्राह्मण कम्युनिटी से मदन झा हो, अरुणा उपाध्याय हो, सुनील कुमार हो, इनको हमने टिकट दिया। दिल्ली में भी हमने दिया, गुजरात में भी हमने दिया, मध्य प्रदेश में हमारे काउंसलर हैं। और हैदराबाद में जब मेयर बनाने का मौका मिला तो हमने नॉन मुस्लिम भाई को पहला मेयर बनाया। यही MIM की खूबसूरती है। और आपसे ये कास्ट सेंसस जो आया है, बीजेपी के लोगों से पूछिए, जब प्रधानमंत्री के यहाँ पूरा डेलीगेशन पिछले साल गया था तो बीजेपी के मिस्टर जनक,
मगर आप आदिल जी इसके साथ जुड़े हुए 2 सवाल जरा गौर से सुनिए।
बोलिए।
पहला सवाल है, द प्रिंसिपल व्हिच इज बीइंग साइटेड इज दैट ऑफ प्रोपोर्शनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन। By the principle of proportional representation, you should be giving 80% reservations to Hindus in the distribution of tickets. Point number 1. Point number 2, in the context of Bihar, the Lalu Yadav family has no right to the chief minister's position because there are more Muslims in Bihar than there are Yadavs. 18% Muslim, 14% Yadav. So if it is the MY combination, then the chief minister of Bihar should be Muslim and not from the Lalu Yadav family. I'm saying, I'm using your logic. Yeah, I'd like Manish Baria to come in on this. Manish, what do you think?
Sir, Arnab,
Manish,
no, आप मुझे भी बताए ना, पिछले इलेक्शन में कितने मुसलमानों को टिकट दिया?
If you look at, in fact, Arnab, if you look at
Manish
and take your logic forward, Nitish Kumar has been the chief minister of Bihar with 2.8%. Of his caste being there. So was it there on the basis of merit, or proportional representation should have been there, and he should have stepped down? If you look at his national president, he doesn't belong to OBC or EBC. He should also step down. And even RJD's Bihar chief, he is also non-OBC, EBC. In fact, he should also step down. So if you take this proportional representation, then none of these people should be there, right? So it's a very hilarious thing. Another point I would like to
I want a
tell
response
you
from you.
that
Sandeep, you want to respond?
another point I would like to tell you is that
Both of you can respond. Yeah. Professor Ravikant and Professor Sandeep Yadav. Yeah. Yeah, no, continue, complete your point. Then the two professors want to respond to you after that. Yeah, go on. Let Manish complete and then you want to come in. Yeah.
Another point I would like to really complete. Arnab, my just second point is that if you look at Mandal 2.0, as a lot of people are calling, it is in a very different social and economical context, right? Mandal Commission at that time in 1990s happened. India was different. Social and economical, problems were different. Now, if you look at political party as well as corporate and every aspect of life, social representation and empowerment and economical empowerment is much deeper, and our democracy is much deep rooted. So it's a very different thing. So I don't think the kind of impact it had at that time, it would have now. It's a very different India. It's a forward-looking India. And you will find that
Manish, I'm getting a response from my studio guest. I'm getting a response, studio guest. I'm not intervening. Direct response.
See, caste is a capital in India. Caste is a kind of networking. Ram Manohar Lohia used to say that caste is a...
Caste is a what?
Caste is a capital. Caste is a kind of networking.
Where is this logic come from? Who has said this?
See, Kabir...
Who are you quoting? I don't believe in
I'm quoting Kabir. I'm quoting Raidas.
I don't believe.
I'm quoting Raidas. Raidas said.
Caste is networking. No, in fact, I believe. I believe.
Kind of networking.
No.
Just allow me to speak.
But understand.
Let me complete my point.
I believe in my court. I think
I was listening to you recently.
You can't say caste is everything in our society.
That is what I'm quoting people. Just let me complete.
I don't
see,
understand.
before the implementation of the Mandal Commission, the representation of the OBCs in the government services was 5%. Still, they have got 27% of reservation. Their representation is 21.57%. National representation is...
Professor Yadav, 1 minute. Professor Yadav, 1 minute. Don't keep repeating. I will, but I'm asking you a question. 1 minute. Just for abundant clarity, I'm asking you.
Yes.
My limited information is that the makers of our constitution introduced reservation for SC/ST in jobs, and for admission to colleges, that too for 10 years. And I know for a fact that Ambedkar was totally against an extension beyond 10 years. Ambedkar fought against reservations. It is against our preamble. You tell me, you keep talking about the preamble, justice, social, economic and political. Where does it say that justice will be different on the basis of caste, creed or religion?
See,
where does it say that? Where does it say that?
The reservation was for equality. Okay? So
it was never meant to be perpetual. No. KG Balakrishna, Supreme Court Chief Justice, said in 2007 that if it is perpetual, the entire purpose is defeated. That is what he said. Do you believe in the country's Supreme Court, or do you believe in politics beyond that?
Listen to me.
I'm listening to you, but you're not answering my question.
I'm answering your question.
No, you're not. B.R. Ambedkar wrote to chief ministers about the efficiency of reservations. And he said, he said, this necessitates getting out of the old habit of reservations and particular privileges given to this caste or group. Ambedkar was completely against it. You swear by Ambedkar, but you refuse to quote him. You swear by Ambedkar. Do you tell your students? Then tell your students you are anti-Ambedkar. Tell your students, are you not anti-Ambedkar?
Before Mandal.
Tell me, does it fall flat under Article 14? Article 14, and I'm introducing this. Viewers, please understand. Either we are for the Constitution or against it. What does Article 14 say, Professor?
It is.
What does it say?
Whatever it says.
No. You have to answer. It says everybody is equal before the law.
I'm answering you.
It says everybody is equal before the law.
The implementation of the Mandal, the representation of the OBCs was 5%.
You are dissecting India.
Not dissecting.
You don't believe in Article 14.
I believe in Article 14.
No, you don't, because Article 14 does not say that Indians should be segregated on the basis of caste or religion.
Unless the equality comes.
You are against Article 15 as well. What does Article 15 say? State will not discriminate.
Yes.
How do you say we will
discriminate?
You're saying state will discriminate in perpetuity. Mr. Paswan, no, you debate with him. I don't understand this. No, you don't believe in the Constitution.
You didn't allow me to speak.
You don't believe in the preamble. You don't believe in Article 14. You don't believe in Article 15.
So that I can
you believe in caste-based politics.
You allow me to speak to put my point,
please. Tell me one thing, Mr. Yadav. Tell me one thing. Do you believe that when you go to college tomorrow, you can assure your students that the violence of 1990 will not be repeated if this politics is to continue? Can you take a personal guarantee that the violence, the immolations and the protests and the way society was segregated in 1990 will not be repeated? Can you look into the eyes of your students and say that violence will not be repeated if the politics returns?
I can look into the eyes of my students boldly. I can say them that, see, you don't deserve to the streets. You deserve to the IIM, AIMS. You deserve to be GU in GNU. See the representation of the OBC students in Delhi University. See the representation of the OBC students in GNU.
Listen to a simple
They are
question.
not represented at all.
Assure? My question is,
I will assure them.
No.
I can assure. I can just look into their eyes boldly. They are nowhere in the system. They are nowhere in the system.
Quote Article
the OBC
14.
Hindus
Quote Article 14. Quote Article 14.
Who form 60% population of this country.
Quote Article
They are
15.
nowhere. They are not into
Professor,
I give
listen.
you one data.
Professor, you're a professor. Quote the
Before
Constitution of India, Article 14
in the judiciary,
to
there were
I am asking you as a
500 judges
professor.
from
Quote,
High Court and the
I am
Supreme
asking
Court.
you as
there
a,
were only
don't
5
speak
OBC
over me.
judges.
I'm asking you a question.
There were
You're a professor. You should not be worried. You should not be worried about answering a question. Quote Article 14. Quote Article 14.
Only 5 OBC judges.
Why wouldn't you quote 1 minute?
Dalit judges.
You've come with something.
No, tribal judges.
You memorized something. I'm
No, not
asking you.
memorized.
You have. You quote 1 minute, Professor. Professor, listen. Professor,
Please
listen.
allow me to speak.
I am. And now listen to me.
Yes.
Quote Article 14 of the Constitution of India. Should be elementary for you.
No. Actually, see,
what is actually? See, 1 minute. 1 minute. I shall not let you get away. For a minute, I won't. And I'll tell you why.
Away.
I am asking you quote Article 15.
See,
quote Article 15. If a professor, no, it's not memorizing. If a professor in Delhi University cannot quote Article 14 and 15, then I'm really worried about what you're teaching your students.
Why can't I?
Why can't you quote it?
Then quote it. I can
quote it. Believe in it. And you will not be able to believe in it if you can't quote it before me live on a TV program.
Talks about equality.
Talks about equality. Quote it.
See, I told you.
Professor, you are woefully underprepared, let me tell you.
No, not prepared.
You are woefully underprepared, and I'm asking Guru Prakash Paswan.
You are not allowing me to speak. I told you.
What is going on?
5%.
People who don't know the fundamentals of what this Constitution
stands for. We know the fundamentals of the
Constitution. You will be at the forefront of dividing
You don't want to listen.
Professor Ravikant is on the debate. Professor Ravikant, but before you, I want Mr. Paswan to come in. Mr. Paswan.
And don't
Mr. Paswan.
Just comment about anybody's.
Hey, 1 minute. I'm not 1 minute. I'm not commenting on anything. I'm asking you a question you were unable to answer.
No, I was able to answer.
Mr. Paswan.
I was able to answer.
No, you were not. You were not.
I told you. How caste disintegrates society? How caste disintegrates? Caste census disintegrates society? You answer. Please answer.
Mr. Yadav.
Please answer.
Mr. Yadav.
How caste census disintegrates?
I feel that if you are embarrassed at being
I'm not impressed.
Your problem.
Not impressed.
Okay, I'll let Mr. Paswan respond to you. Viewers, I'm just going to repeat once again that we need to be extremely careful of the provocative narrative.
No,
students,
you should be
I have given you a clear and live extrapolation. I have given you a clear and live extrapolation of the fact that people who are not aware about what the details of the Constitution are here telling people ways to divide each other on the basis of caste.
The caste census is a kind of social auditing. It connects the society, it integrates society.
I understand what you memorized now, Mr. Paswan.
You memorize, sir. You memorize.
Mr. Paswan.
Just
Mr. Paswan.
Be careful when you make comments.
Mr. Paswan.
मैं कमेंट कर सकता हूं क्या?
एक मिनट, मिस्टर पासवान रिस्पॉन्ड करें, उसके बाद जरूर कीजिए. Mr. Paswan, now what is your response to this? This politics is quite clear. It's apparent. It's clear about the direction that it is taking. It's clear. I'm quite clear the direction it's taking. Now, either we go headlong into caste-based politics, but does the BJP have the courage to reject it?
Caste is the reality of the society.
I don't know. Arnab, the gentleman who was speaking before me, and I want to thank you for exposing this sort of a narrative. The BJP's level of commitment is for equality. The BJP has always spoken about it. When the Prime Minister says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, he's speaking about equality. What else is he speaking about? When the PM Mudra scheme, when the Ujjwala scheme, when the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme is reaching the last person in the line. And when we speak of the Antyodaya, the person who is standing in the line, we are speaking about them.
May I
and
respond
now
to that?
You have the audacity, the entire opposition.
No, Professor Ravikant first. Professor Ravikant.
Audacity to
Professor Ravikant is responding. Mr. Paswan, because of limited time, Professor Ravikant.
Sabka Vishwas is the greatest farce which we have seen. You know, it is the BJP government which has perpetuated.
No, that is the reason. That is the reason. 2014 and 2019 we have won, sir.
When Mr. Rahul Gandhi made a political statement, it was converted into disrespect to a caste, and he was snatched from his parliamentary membership, his houses, when he was making a political statement.
Gyanendra, Rajiv Gandhi was against caste reservations. He said caste reservations lead to caste wars. Are you not aware of that? Are you one minute? Gyanendra, Mahatma Gandhi said caste disintegrates. Rajiv Gandhi was against caste reservations. Am I factually incorrect in either? And Ambedkar did not want caste-based reservations to continue. Professor Ravikant, am I wrong in either of the three comments I have made?
Now let me respond.
Professor Ravikant, please, sister. Professor Ravikant, please go ahead, Professor.
मुझे बड़ा ताज्जुब होता है कि ये बात आप बोल रहे हैं।
based on their political expediencies.
आप झूठ बोल रहे होंगे, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि ये बड़ी अज्ञानता है कि आपको ये नहीं मालूम है कि रिजर्वेशन के पहलू कितने थे। डॉक्टर अंबेडकर,
एक मिनट, कैन आई जस्ट हैव रविकांत एंड करण प्लीज? या, थैंक यू।
डॉक्टर अंबेडकर ने बहुत क्लियरली दो तरह के रिजर्वेशन की बात की, एक तो पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन और दूसरा सर्विस और एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में रिजर्वेशन। पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन को केवल 10 साल के लिए किया गया था, लेकिन जो शैक्षणिक संस्थाएं और जो सर्विस सेक्टर है उसमें रिजर्वेशन के लिए कोई टाइम बाउंड नहीं था। अगर अर्णव जी आपको नहीं मालूम है तो कृपा करके उसको देख लीजिए, लेकिन आपके इतने बड़े नेशनल चैनल पर जब आप इस तरह की बात करते हैं
मुझे तो ताजुब है। एक मिनट, मैं आपको रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहा हूँ। It is so surprising to me that you don't know what the Supreme Court said in 1951.
It's shocking.
आप मुझे बताइए कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में 1951 में क्या कहा था?
Yes.
You tell me. Professor Ravikant, I am asking you. One minute. कौन से विषय पर? अच्छा, no. One minute. I'll tell you a clear question. Look here. As far as I am aware, the Supreme Court said in 1951 that reservation is a violation of fundamental rights. In 2020, the Supreme Court had said twice that there is no fundamental right to reservation. Am I right or wrong? Sir, आप ऐसे चीजों को you can't complicate it. It's a straightforward point. I am very well prepared, sir, but you are not.
आप जब ये कहे,
मैं बहुत well prepared हूँ, but आप नहीं हैं।
आप झूठ बोलने में,
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ, नहीं, आपको क्या लगता है? देखिए,
दिक्कत नहीं, आप झूठ बोलते नहीं,
क्वालिटेटिव बातें
आप झूठ बोलते नहीं है ना।
क्वालिटेटिव बातें नहीं।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा, राजीव गांधी ने क्या कहा, महात्मा गांधी ने क्या कहा? आपने ये नहीं पूछा कि महात्मा गांधी ने क्या कहा था कि हमारे पुरखों ने दलितों पर जो अत्याचार किए हैं उसके लिए हमें माफी मांगनी चाहिए। आप क्यों नहीं बोलते उस पर? आप क्यों नहीं बोलते उस पर? आप झूठ क्यों बोलते हैं?
आप पॉलिटिकल आप आवाज उठा के देखो, पॉलिटिकल स्पीच I want to
आप झूठ बोलते हैं।
Tell me one thing.
आप झूठ बोलते हैं।
2010, despite the Congress government agreeing to a caste count, the caste remuneration was not made part of the
रिजर्वेशन नहीं होना चाहिए।
आपको एक सवाल आपसे
सुनिए, आप रोज बैठ करके जो दलितों पिछड़ों को गाली देते हैं, यहाँ पासवान बैठे हैं, उनको जो गाली दी जा रही है रिजर्वेशन के नाम पर, ये मेरिट है। और कितने मेरिटधारी हैं मैं जानता हूँ, कितने मेरिटधारी हैं, चाहे वो मीडिया में हो और चाहे वो सर्विस में हो, और जहाँ पर रिजर्वेशन है वहाँ पर क्या डेवलपमेंट हुआ है, क्या उनकी फाइंडिंग्स है, उसको देखिए। रेलवे में रिजर्वेशन था, उसमें क्या हुआ? आप जो सपोर्ट लगाते हैं ना, ये गलत है।
संदीप यादव
आरोप लगाना कि आप पढ़े नहीं है, आप कितना प्रिपेयर्ड है, आप झूठ बोलने में प्रिपेयर्ड है। और आपको जो मिलता है ना, आपको जो सुपरमेसी मिलती है ना गोस्वामी के नाम पर, आप सुनिए ना पहले, जो गोस्वामी के होने पर जो सुपरमेसी मिलती है वही वजह है, वही वजह है।
कोई प्रॉब्लम,
अटैक की बात नहीं है। आप जिस तरह से बैठ करके बात कर रहे हैं ये पत्रकारिता नहीं है।
प्रोफेसर रविकांत, just because you are not prepared is not a problem.
No. ये पत्रकारिता नहीं है।
I believe. So that's my point. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that, I'll tell you very clearly, I do not believe caste-based politics is the answer to this country. Mr. Yadav, thank you very much for that debate. And I believe that as far as Mr. Yadav, the point is very clear here. On the other hand, when I come back, ladies and gentlemen, why we need to unite, not divide, and why there is a crying need for a nationalist news narrative in the media. On the other side, when I'm back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.